because we have a gun shop in Riverdale, I am not talking about the laws that are on the books that are legal. This isn't about the right to own a gun. That's the law. All right? This is about how do we reduce some of the illegal straw purchasing and things like that that is filtering into our communities. I'm sure you guys are aware of the attention surrounding Chuck's Gun Shop and how it's been accused of providing guns and ammunition resulting in needless and unfortunate killing of young people in Chicago and the south suburbs. I want to give you a little bit more narrative. 2007 University of Chicago study said 43% of all guns used illegally in Chicago for crimes was directed from Chuck's Gun Shop. Studies suggest that 1 out of every 4 has come from some illegal form of straw purchasing. There are 3 current legislations on the books right now today. One legislation is titling of guns. If we can title a car, some legislators say we can title guns. The way the law reads today in the state of Illinois, if Pastor Curry buys 100 guns and I sell them to someone because I got a FOI card, you do my background check, but I can sell it to someone and all I need is their name and their identification. I am not required to give that information to anybody. So I could sell 50 of my guns to someone else and have to keep that record for 5 years. Current state of Illinois law also says that if somebody steals 50 of my guns, there is no place that I have to turn that information into. I simply have to document it. Here's my question. Is there any level of legislation or ordinance action that could be introduced to make sure that guns and ammunition sold at Chuck's are not being used in the commissions of crimes and violence? I'm asking that if our state legislators fail, is there any kind of legislation you would be willing to put forth to stop the illegal, not the legal, the illegal transfer of guns? Murray will go first. 2 will be Eccles. 3 will be Smiley. And 4 will be Randall. And this will be your final question prior to your closing statement.
1 minute?
1 minute. Sorry, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a simple answer. No. I'm not gonna BS you. As a local community trustee, the answer is no. Unless you all plan on electing me to the state or the federal, which I'm not running for, there are nothing that I have found, because I've asked both mayors, that Chuck is doing illegal. I am not in the business of running legal businesses out of the village of Riverdale. I may not agree with all the things that Chuck does, as far as the type of business he's involved with, but I'm no more ready to run the stores who sell cigarettes that people don't like, nor alcohol that people don't like. I'm gonna be factual. What you see is who you get. No is the answer, and I thank you for your time.
As Mr. Murray stated, there is nothing that we could actually do on our level in government as far as changing any ordinances, and our ordinances should be driven to reflect what the state statute says, but we can rally to start making a difference and use Riverdale as the model of what we can do with alleviating illegal guns. And it is difficult to just say no because it's a touchy situation and you want to help. But There is only so much that we can do, and as an officer for the Illinois Department of Corrections for 18 years, I am very much so aware of what the impact of guns do in our community. But somebody has to stand with us. If we stand together, there's a lot that we could do, and that would force the state to do something. And then we can start implementing and putting things on the books that will prevent us from having these illegal gun issues today. Thank you.
As the other two candidates have mentioned, yes, no, there's nothing we can actually do at this level for ordinance to overrule state law. But what I would recommend is that we can solve problems by our different social groups that we have. Instead of us dealing with the whole masses of the big problem, we need to come together in our small groups and put our minds together to try to figure out what we can do, as one of the trustees said, what we can do here in Riverdale to alleviate getting these guns out here. We can meet with the police department and these little groups lobby together and bring these ideas together. Do I have that one answer? No. Does any one individual have the one answer? No. But if we get together, we can put our minds together, we can come up with something that will allow the police to maybe enforce something that will alleviate that situation with the gun problem that we have in Riverdale. I believe most of our gun crimes actually come from people that probably don't live in Riverdale. So, and that, my close.
I'm going to ditto what everyone previously said, but we can also network. We can work with our legislative reps, work with them to get them and force them to change the laws. We can also work with our children. We need to get to our children earlier. We need our kids to have jobs. They need to be involved in programs to keep them from the other side. They need to be involved, and we need to reach them younger. We have programs for teenagers, we have programs for young adults, but we need programs from toddler up. These kids are not being parented, so we need to step in and parent for them so that they don't take that route. They need our help. It takes a village to raise a child, and our children are not being raised by their parents. So we have to step up to the plate and do what needs to be done. And hopefully if we can reach them earlier in life, that they won't go down that road. Thank you.
Thank you. We are now, for our closing, we're going to go back to our alphabetical order. I am going to give you 1 minute for your closing. So we're going to have Tiasha Eccles is going to be first. We're going to have Rick Murray second, Kay Randall third, Nate Smiley fourth. Closing statement.
I would first like to just take this opportunity for allowing us to have a voice and speak tonight to the residents of Riverdale so that you would get a face-to-face look at us, our hearts, our agenda, our integrity, our character, our value, and what it is that we care about by living in this community and what it means to us. I am not one that will stand before you and tell you that every decision that is made on behalf of the board you will like. But the decisions that I will make, I will be able to sleep at night with them, and I will be doing it with the intent of the entire community for 13,000, not 2, but the entire community. I ask that you support me on April 9th, and God bless you.
Riverdale has a great deal of potential. This was a lovely little town when my wife and I moved here in 1993. I see it again that way. There are many, many problems though. As a trustee, we have to resolve those problems here. We will eventually solve all these things. The vision that I have, that I see us as a community that works together, that is attracting more people back to us. Our tax base growing because of the fact that we have middle-class people moving back into Riverdale to live within Riverdale. Our parks working very good. I see a spirit that will be reincorporated back into this community. I know we can do it. Once again, my name is Ricardo Murray. Please punch 18, April 9th.
I do believe that Riverdale is a diamond in the rough. It just needs to be polished. We have a lot to offer. We have 2 train stations. We have 2 forest preserve. We have a golf course. We have a lot to offer. We just need to put some things in place to continue to move Riverdale forward. such as housing, crime-free housing, preventing the foreclosures, getting those homes occupied, getting some jobs for our young people, getting them off the street. I ask that you support me on April 9th by punching 20. And I thank you for coming out to hear our voice.
First of all, I would like to say I'm passionate about our community. I've been a commissioner for 4 years, and that's a complete volunteer position. I've put over 20 to 30 hours a week into a volunteer position as an elected official. I am committed to this community as to increasing the quality of life. I've done that through the Park District. I wish and I pray that you allow me to assist our board and our mayor into increasing the quality of life in our entire village. If you have not been a part of the Park District, you probably have not visited our Park District office. We have tons of programs for everybody. At this point, I would like to move my works that I've done at the Park District to the village so that we can continue that what the mayor and the board has already done. I want to thank you for coming out, and I appreciate all of you guys. And like I said, I'm a volunteer at heart at the very beginning, and I've always been for 22 years. And I thank you, punch 21.
Can we give our trustees a round of applause? And we want to say thank you for being here. Listen, as we move to the mayoral, a lot of questions have come up, and so I do want to offer this statement.